Good morning. Welcome to another day, Wednesday, the 15th of March, 2023, Budget Day. Now we find out what we get, what's taken away, how much is going to be more expensive, how much is going to be cheaper. Take back that last word. Anyway, it is Budget Day, and Jeremy Hunt will rise in the Commons later this morning and let us all know what is in store for us in this next period, next 6 months, and where our money is going to be spent, where it's going to be collected, and what services we can safely expect from the state. So that is the main talking point of the day, of course. But going back to the front pages is the Financial Times leads with a hunt to unveil a budget for growth with billions. What does he say? Billions pledged for business. There we go. That's the Financial Times. Yes, right. So one of the things that his backbenchers are urging is that he does not raise taxes. Particularly concerned about the corporation tax and what we can expect there. Now, I heard a murmur behind my shoulder there, so the old man has arrived. He'll be with you at 10 o'clock. Oh, no, he'll be with you at 9:30. He's going to do Energy Matters.
The old man, I've heard very interesting news for you. Listen, did you hear the news this morning? Mr. Hunt, the badly advised Mr. Hunt, has decided to actually keep the energy help another 6 months.
Yes.
He was going to put it up to 3,000 quid. He's now actually going to leave it going
where it is
till from the 11th of July.
Okay. Well, hold your horses, hold your fire until Energy Matters. Go and get yourself a cup of coffee. I'll go through the headlines, and then it'll be the Stuart Dolby show, because he's got a guest as well this morning. Oh my goodness me! Is a whole 2 hours of Stuart Dolby. We should get a choir. Okay, so the I says free childcare boost in the budget with 30 hours a week extra for toddlers, so that's the I is concentrating that among measures to encourage people back to work will be 30 extra hours of childcare a week for 1 and 2 year olds, as well as more funding for the existing policy for 3 year olds. The paper says that UK childcare costs are among the highest in the world, and that the plans are part of an effort to take on Labour in a battle for bold childcare pledges at the next election. Well, there we are. Okay, so childcare is going to be a key battleground for the election. Right, where does the Daily Mail? The Daily Mail goes with that. Free preschool childcare in back-to-work budget. And the Mail says the Chancellor's expected help for families is likely to be the boldest policy offering in the statement, but that more support will also be provided to over 50s, the disabled, and those on universal credit. Oh, gosh, he's giving with one hand and taking away with the other. I suspect that this is going to be a smoke and mirrors budget. and that he's going to move the monies around. So it looks as if the government is full of largesse, but in fact it's spending the money that it's already said it's going to spend. Incidentally, on the front page of the Mail, there is a picture of Fiona Bruce. And it says, why is Lineker lionized while Fiona Bruce is hung out to dry? Sarah Vine is asking that question. And I would ask the same question, because Fiona Bruce is a trained broadcaster. Okay. She got a bit carried away on question time and said something, but that happens to us all. You cannot have live television, unscripted television as it's known now, without some mistakes being made. For God's sake, you've got nothing to guide you. You're actually broadcasting because you have the skill to be a broadcaster. Fiona Bruce is one of those broadcasters that I would actually follow. Fiona Bruce is one of those broadcasters that I would say, as a professional, has got the nous. She is a good presenter. But that means nothing at the BBC, because the people who appoint and get in people in front of the camera don't know anything about it. They've never been trained, and they never bothered their arse to find out. So what they do is they make these stupid decisions, and it is a stupid corporation. Now people will say, "Oh well, it's BBC, gosh, it's British." Yeah, it's like a lot of other things that are British at the moment. Is sucking the hind tit when it comes to what's happening in the rest of the world. Oh, I'm sorry, I've left that on. We cannot allow sentiment and emotion and all men will be free approach to things to cloud our judgment as to what is good and what is not. Lineker is not a good broadcaster. Whatever else he may be, he's not a good broadcaster. Fiona Bruce, on the other hand, is an excellent one. And that is a very good question. But it's a question which I think I can answer. And that is that you've got a bunch of non-entities at the BBC, many of whom believe in the corporate side of the corporation, but they haven't a clue about the product. Now, I have to put drama and documentaries aside on this, because they do a good job on that. But those are specifics, and that's where you can't hide whether somebody knows what they're doing or not. So let's give them credit for bringing that to the table. But when it comes to general presenting skills and so on, it's a very good question. Why is everybody making a fuss over Lineker and leaving Fiona Bruce hung out to dry? Not very nice. Not very nice at all. The Times, more free childcare to get parents back in jobs. Well, there we go. This the childcare issue again. The Guardian, Hunt's £4 billion childcare bid to get parents back to work. Everybody is, most of the papers are focusing on this childcare issue. And I suppose really on the surface is, why are we worrying about childcare? But Hunt's argument is, if people are able to get 1 and 2 year olds looked after during the day, that they're much more likely to go back to work or go to work. And there is some logic in that, I suppose. So that is his strategy. And there are lots and lots of jobs to fill in Britain. And he wants to, as he says, get Britain moving again by getting people back to work. The budget is expected to yield few surprises, says The Guardian. But the childcare policy could be Mr. Hunt's rabbit from the hat moment. Is the paper's front page also includes a picture of the Queen guitarist Brian May being knighted by the King at Buckingham Palace on Tuesday. for services to music and charity. Oh, well, God bless him. Yeah. Lovely looking man. Right, the Daily Telegraph. Hunt faces revolt over tax rises. This has been building up to perhaps being his Achilles heel. That in fact he has ignored advice and is going to actually put up corporation tax, which the experts say will deter people from investing in this country, will drive businesses to settle abroad, which of course is if he's encouraging people to go back to work by childcare support. It's going to be negated by the job creators, the business people, the investors going and setting up their businesses somewhere else. So there is a certain logic in that argument. Britain needs a budget boost, crying out for help, says the Mirror. The Mirror's message to Jeremy Hunt is be fair to those who need it most. The paper makes an appeal to the Chancellor to offer us all a brighter future by tackling inequality and child hunger and rewarding heroic key workers. A source has told the paper that the budget will include not a single penny in extra cash for public sector staff. Well, so that's going to be another bit of controversy once the analysts start to get hold of whatever it is that he actually says. The Express says Hunt's carrot and stick to get Britain growing again. It says Mr. Hunt will offer a carrot and stick policy to get Britain growing. The paper reports that as well as measures intended to boost the economy, tough sanction on benefit claimants feature in the budget. I'll see what that's all about. Right, okay. Now the Metro gets back to meat and potatoes because a Russian jet has downed an American drone. Oh dear! And the Metro leads on the news that a Russian fighter has reportedly downed a U.S. spy plane over the Black Sea near Ukraine. The paper quotes officials saying the attack risks unintended escalation. In other words, this is the first issue of the war where arms have bristled and actually been used as opposed to just saber rattling. Let's see, our beautiful star. All right, Bear Grylls, let's eat more nuts. Well, good for this star. What the paper says reports that adventurer and presenter Bear Grylls has said we should all be eating animal hearts, lungs, and testicles if we want to be healthier. The paper tells him that not today. Thank you. I'll balls to that one. Let's just shall we here are some of the key things. Where are we on time? Oh yes, well we've got lots of time. Here are the key things that we can expect in the budget today. An energy boost. Subsidies for household energy bills will be extended to keep average annual bills at £2,500 until July, rather than £3,000 as planned. So he's listened on the energy crisis. I suppose really if it's extended to July, we will use, because we won't need heating, British summer, in the summer months, and so the people will be able to afford it even if the cap comes off in July. Fuel duty. Motorists and businesses will be handed a £6 billion boost when the Chancellor freezes fuel duty for the 13th year in a row. So the petrol isn't actually going to go to its real price. The government will have a little subsidy on it. Pensions cap. The annual tax-free allowance is to be expected. Is to be expected to rise from £40,000 to £60,000, while the lifetime allowance will rise from 1.07 million to between 1.5 million and 1.8 million. So there you go. I actually don't quite understand that, the pensions cap. I didn't know that we did have a tax-free allowance. It comes off my tax, what I get in my pensions. Right, free childcare. The Chancellor will offer 30 hours to all children aged 1 and 2 on top of the existing 3 nursery hours free for those aged 3 and 4. So he wants to cover more mothers and get them back working rather than being at home and looking after little Johnny, for the first 2 years of his life. Boot camps for older workers. New schemes will train the over 50s to enter jobs in sectors such as construction and technology, where there are shortages. It will also aim to tempt early retired workers back into the workforce. Defence. The Prime Minister announced an extra £5 billion for the military when he held a meeting with President Joe Biden earlier this week. That will be reflected in the budget. Now, all this is speculation, of course, because it's all in his little red box. And potholes. A £200 million fund is expected to tackle the plague on Britain's roads in a victory for the Daily Mail's campaign. Whoopee! We can't wait to say it was all our doing, can we? Right. Investment zones. Some 12 new low tax and low regulations zones will be opened in left behind areas to help boost growth. Swimming pools. A new £63 million fund will help keep swimming pools open and battle high energy costs. Alcohol. The price of the average bottle of wine is set to rise by 45p as duty increases with inflation. Well, that last one isn't going to make any friends. Anyway, those are the things that you should watch for in the budget. Let's just again: energy, fuel duty, pensions cap, free childcare, a boot camp for older workers, defence, potholes, investment zones, swimming pools, and alcohol. Right. Now, do we? I'm not quite sure what time he gets to his feet. Sometimes it's been 11 o'clock and sometimes it's been 2 o'clock. I think it depends on whether the Chancellor feels like lunch before he faces hostile MPs, or whether he wants simply to get it done and dusted and get it over with, in which case start in the morning, and then you've got the rest of the day to get lost and forget it. Right. Let us see if we can just find the last little bit and piece. It's not there. And yeah. I've got a feeling it's this one. Let's give it a try anyway, shall we? Right. Okay. There's the that's the weather. Believe it or not, it's going to be about the same today as yesterday. It's going to be a mild breeze, some rain. The high 9 degrees, the low 3 degrees, so a bit warmer. And in fact, those people I meet first thing in the morning and have a chat to at about 6:30 said already it was a little warmer, a little warmer, and so it's quite pleasant out there. We are expecting some rain, but then we were expecting some rain the day before yesterday when it was supposed to pour down. And unfortunately, the weather forecasters were totally undone, and it didn't. All right, so what have you got for you today? Of course, in 6 minutes' time, we'll actually take a half-hour break, and then Stuart Dolby will be back with Energy Matters, and at 10 o'clock, he has got a conversation with Stuart Dolby, a very interesting gentleman who has been photographing Glyndebourne for most of its years. So that will be a fascinating chat with Stuart. After that is going to take us through probably to the best part of our time at 11 o'clock when we go off the air. So there you've got you've got a bit of a decent morning ahead of you with Stuart. So go away because you'll just be looking at a blank screen for the moment. But when you come back, it's interesting stuff because Stuart always has the inside track on energy and energy costs. So you can expect a little bit of inside natter, chatter. Okay. Let's see. Oh yes, this is our daily. Very important. This. Good morning. This is Mirador Television, and this is totally unscheduled. Behind this picture of Parkinson's disease is me. And what's more, I've got Parkinson's. Oh, yes, I have. And that's why I thought I was just pottering around this morning. And if you try to see me picking something up, it's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I have to flip it against the wall so that I can get some leverage. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's my computer, whether it's a pin, whether it's a pen, or whether it's a £5 note. That's a rarity in itself. But I just wanted to have a quick word to make an appeal on behalf of Parkinson's and Parkinson's sufferers. I don't want you to send me any money or this station any money. We're very bad at handling money. We get ourselves into all sorts of trouble trying to handle money. But please send some donations to Parkinson's, because it is the forgotten. It is the forgotten disease, and it's debilitating, and it's frightening, and it's scary. A lot of famous people have had it. Billy Graham, Michael J. Fox, Muhammad Ali, the Big In, whose name I remembered a moment ago and I've forgotten now. That's a sign of Parkinson's. You start to get a little bit of dementia. Not a great deal, but some. But Neil Diamond. There are lots of famous people who have Parkinson's, and I know a few who fight it. That's the point. It's really a positive way of thinking. I am very positive. It ain't going to get me. I've had it for almost 10 years now. And yes, I'm worse now 10 years later than I was 10 years ago. But I'm still not as bad as everybody thought I would be. Yeah, I shuffle. I have difficulty walking. I don't have difficulty holding a glass of wine or a pint, I'll tell you that. But basically, I look at it in a very positive way, because each morning when I take a pill, which I have to take, I say to Parkinson's, bugger off. Just get away from me. Go away. And it does for a day. I'm able to function almost normally. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm 83. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I've got Parkinson's. I get myself ready. Off I go. And I start a television. Well, I start preparing a television thing at about 7:15. Sorry. Yeah, I get up at 5:15. At 7:15 in the morning at the White Hart Hotel in Lewis, and then at 8:30 I go on the air. Okay, it's only on the internet, it's only on broadband, it's only on social media, but nonetheless it gets to enough people to count. And I run a television operation, a television channel. And I often say, come on, get behind Parkinson's. This one is specific. Get behind Parkinson's. That's what I'm saying to you. Get behind Parkinson's. Let's see if we can. There. Right. That's what's happening to the inside of the body. Even though on the outside it doesn't look too bad. At least for some. Some people shake. Some people have difficulty lifting their feet. Some people have all sorts of manifestations of Parkinson's. But basically, I tell it to bugger off. And then I spend 3 hours in front of the camera each morning, steering through all sorts of people with all sorts of interesting things. For what? 3,000 people, only probably about 50 watching at any given time. But does it matter? No, it does not, because I believe passionately in what I do. And in believing passionately what I do, I'm able to shut off the fact that I've got Parkinson's. So please, what I'm saying to you is, there's no formal appeal. They don't even know I'm doing it. Please send money to Parkinson's. Yeah, you can send £3 to a puppy, or you can see £3 to a lion, or you can see £3 to a child in distress, and all those things are very worthy. But you know, Parkinson's does tend to hit you later in life, and it's us oldies that get forgotten a lot of the time. Well, we ain't forgotten. We have a voice, and we make it heard every day, and I make it heard to Parkinson's. Bugger off, I tell it. And it helps. I don't know that it buggers off totally. No, it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. I've still got it. But I do take a positive attitude towards it. And I would ask you to take a positive attitude towards it. Just send them a few bob. That's all. That's all, just to help the research. This one I saw where if I started to do Irish jigs, it would help. Well, if that's the sort of research that's being done, God bless it. Why not? Let's try an Irish jig. Not right now. It's breakfast time. Anyway, this is Key Hayes of Mirador Television saying to you, please, 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 will you consider giving some cash to Parkinson's? Give it a go. It's a disease that is forgotten largely in the welter of publicity that you can get about all the diseases that hit people. But some famous people have had it, and some famous people have fought it to the bitter end. I'm going to fight it to the bitter end. Have I got another week? Have I got another day? Have I got another year? Have I got another decade? Oh, God help everybody if I have. But I'm going to fight it. For as long as I've got left, I'm going to fight it. Why don't you help me? Run alongside me. All right? Give it a little bit of something. Even if you just wake up in the morning and tell Parkinson's to bugger off. I would urge you, don't forget it. That's the main thing. Toodle pip. Okay, it is 3 minutes past 9. At 9:30, Stuart Dolby will be along with Energy Matters, giving you the inside track on what's happening with our electricity bills. And then that's followed by his very well-known and renowned Conversations with Stuart Dolby. So join us again in half an hour's time with the big man, Stuart. He doesn't like being called the old man, so let's call him the big man. For the moment, toodle toodle pip. He said, toodle toodle pip.
This is all the thanks I get for coming in early. Oh.